fish. Not necessarily, it's fake. But hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rehema Bibi and today I'm going to be designing a fish tank. This is my old fish tank and it needed an upgrade. I brought a plastic fish bowl from Shein and it was totally worth it. It was like $8. I kept the plastic on to prevent it from getting any scratches, but look at how reflective it is. I brought some fake moss, some rocks, and some Orbeez to make it all look more realistic. Also, I got some fake plants. I'm going to start by putting the rocks in, which I'm later going to regret because I should have put the plants in first and it was so difficult to keep the plants down. Also, when I brought the fake moss, it said fake, but it smelled like real moss and it was so gross. Yes, I could have went outside to find rocks, but they were like none or they were just not perfect enough. I did wash the rocks and the moss because the moss had like sticks in it and the rocks just had sand and it was dusty. In the bag with the fake plants, there were 5 plants. I only used 3 for my fish tank because it is kind of small. They were tangled up, so I did untangle them and figure out which ones I really wanted to put in. When I was arranging the plants, I ran into a big problem. Did I want the pink flowers or the purple leaves? Here I ran into the problem of putting the rocks down first, but we figured it out. As I was taking the moss out, I realized I had no idea why I ordered it again, but I just put it around the plants to make it look more realistic. At this part, the moss kind of made it look like it was dirty, but like I figured after I put the water and stuff in, it would look much better. Everything is finally coming together. I soaked some Orbeez in a cup, but you'll never guess what happened. Because I was really tired, I was like, I'm just going to soak the entire pack. And I poured the entire pack into the container, and then I put water in it. Now this part isn't too bad, but look and see what happens. So I was like, okay, it doesn't look that bad now that I put water in it. But then everything started floating. The plant started floating, the moss started floating, the Orbeez started floating. It was ridiculous. And then the Orbeez got bigger than this, and my room still stunk like an aquarium because of the moss. So then I was thinking, how can I fix this? I was like, I'll just add water, and once everything expands, I'll just push it back into place. This is when I woke up in the morning too. I was like, okay, it's not that bad. And then I looked at my floor, and I was stepping and crushing Orbeez. It was terrible. And at this point, I was kind of questioning my life because it was 6 in the morning and I was dealing with this. And I was like, okay, let's just get this done. So then I began to like clean up my desk kind of. And I realized I put too much Orbeez in the bowl. And my mom was looking for this bowl. I didn't even know she was looking for this bowl. Anyways, so then I just like took them out and I was like, okay, let me get the rocks out. And then I realized that it was like no way to get the rocks out without getting Orbeez out. And I was like stressing out. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to put the leftover rocks in the bag in there and put the plants in. And that was working pretty well. To be quite honest, I had no good strategy at this point. And I was just like, okay, I'll just pick the rocks out. It's not that bad. And then I realized that was the worst idea of my entire life. So I grabbed another bucket and I just began to scoop out the Orbeez. And that was working really well. And then the best thing of my life happened. I was almost done and I took a handful of rocks and poured it into the Orbeez because my brain was not working. And then I had to do it all over again. I finally got over the whole Orbeez rock thing and I started putting the aquarium back together. I didn't show me setting it up because I already showed that earlier, but here's me just putting in Orbeez. And then I began to set them up and just put them in different ways and areas of kind of where I wanted them to be. And I put more Orbeez in. And believe it or not, even at this point, I thought the Orbeez were fully grown, but they weren't. And so they were continuously growing. And then I was like, this is a lot of Orbeez in here. And then I realized, as it got to different levels, I realized it was time to pull out the fish. And these are not real fish, guys. They're fake. They're plastic. So now I'm just adding more Orbeez in because I've placed all 3 fish in. And like, I'm adding water now. And you can basically see it like clearing up and looking more realistic. This part was like so nice to me because like you can see like through it. It did have some bubbles, so I just had to kind of shake it to get the bubbles out. Because of all the lights, it looks kind of gritty, but it looks so amazing in real life. Sadly, this has brought us to the end of the video. That is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!